We'll find out. I'm hitting the
Okay.
record button. We'll find out.
Okay.
We'll find
All
out.
right. All right. Sounds good. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Like that is.
We usually do. I have any camera news? I don't have any camera news. I don't have any. I haven't. Olympus still says they're gonna release something.
Olympus has fallen.
Olympus has fallen. Panasonic says they're gonna make a new Micro Four Thirds something. I don't
Oh,
know.
you know what? Panasonic says a lot of fucking things. How about that? I don't know what the fuck Panasonic says. I actually have no idea. Panasonic.
I think you have a Lumix lens here and there.
Yeah, I have at least one. So yeah, I was gonna say I can actually thank Panasonic.
Yeah, thank you, Pan.
They provide lenses much cheaper than Olympus does.
Yeah. Well, it depends because Panasonic also puts out Leica lenses, Micro Four Thirds, and those are not cheap.
Yeah, but you're adding to the magic word. You can't just suddenly throw Leica in there and then be surprised. We went through this, Jamie.
Leica, I Leica,
You like it, I like it.
I Leica the Leica. Oh, did you get to play with the Leica?
I did get to play with the Leica. It is a lot of fun. I get to have a meeting probably. I think it's either going to be end of this week or early next week where I'll get to go in and play with the AutoCAD and see what their output software is like and kind of do some modeling and what have you. So I get
Nice,
to play with all the fun stuff. But yeah, I got to
exciting.
see like the rough responses of everything that we did. So we actually like scanned the a good part of the building, and the guy like literally before I was even home from doing the demo because he was staying in I think Northern Virginia or something like that, and I had to drive all the way home. So like I walk in the door and my phone starts to buzz and he sends me like a video message and he was like, "Hey, just want to let you know, check out all of this cool stuff." And he's just like filming his monitor as he's like diving into the image and then
Oh,
showing me all the stuff. And he was like, "Looks like we got some really good scans and everything looks really cool." And I was like, "Rad, excited."
nice,
I will say it's easily it takes half the time that the Pharaoh is. Like Jamie, I'm talking under a minute a scan.
dude.
So like
Holy shit, that's amazing.
right, right, and the average building that let's say takes up a city block, you would need to do anywhere between 30 and 50 scans. So I'm saying you could scan a city block size building in half a day.
Dude, fuck yeah, fuck yeah.
Like, yeah.
Whatever they're
So
charging is worth it.
uh, let's not get too ahead of ourselves there on that statement because that money ain't no joke.
I just have Leica goggles on. It's gotta be
No,
good.
believe me, I get it. I genuinely appreciate one of my favorite things. The dude's talking to me, and he's an engineer for Leica, right? So, or like he's an engineer by trade, and Leica hires him to kind of do the demos and work with everything, and basically kind of show off everything. And the response that the guy has is basically a, yeah, the things kind of sell themselves, and they're real expensive, and I know they're real expensive, and that's because we're the best at what we do. So you can feel free to buy whatever you'd like. And I wish you the best, but I have a feeling you'll end up giving me a call at some point. So just know that this is what it costs to get in at this level. And I'm like, okay,
Did he
fair
just
enough.
go in and say that they are the excellence of execution?
No, 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 no. They did not they did not Bret Hart me. But it
The
was
best there is, the best there was.
like it's what I imagine Ferrari used to say way back in the day.
Mhm.
Like, you can drive other cars or you can drive a Ferrari. Like, you kind of know the difference and what you're getting into.
Yeah,
I can have a really nice, I can drive, and I currently do, a very nice Volkswagen. I enjoy it. It's very comfortable. It has leather and a big panoramic sunroof, and it's got all the cool features. 9 fucking speaker Fender audio, blah 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 blah. It's cool, and I really
Fender
like
audio.
it. This is the partnership that Volkswagen has is with Fender. I don't know,
did
but
did it come with
the jack.
the jack? Yeah. Can you plug your
No,
guitar?
actually no. You know what? I don't know because I didn't look inside the center console.
Oh, you need to.
I need to check.
You
I
need
need
to.
to check.
You need to.
Um,
Because you could be
but
rocking down the highway.
I mean, technically speaking, it does have an aux in, so all I really need is a converter, and I've got one.
Nice.
Like I can go from eighth to quarter like it's no tomorrow. So in theory, I could do this. Like,
Yeah.
plug my little preamp in, just sit
Yeah.
on the passenger seat.
If it's
Yeah, I
not
can
loaded
do
with a Hot Rod Deluxe bass, like in there, like if there aren't tubes in there, you got ripped off.
Yeah, that's fair. But by comparison, Jamie, it's not a Porsche.
Right.
And there's a very real difference. If I want to snap a Speedo fucking yanking myself in the back seat and I want to have just the finest of leathers and the finest of this and the finest of that, I can spend easily 10 times what I spent on my car on a Porsche. It's what do I need versus what do I want, and the realization that if I want to, you know, if I'm trying to get them real high-end clients, let's assume I'm an agent, right?
Right.
If I show up in a practical Volkswagen, they might appreciate me, but at a certain point, they're going to wonder whether or not I'm making enough money to make them enough money.
Interesting.
Because if your agent shows up in $100,000 Mercedes,
yeah,
you got to ask the question, how they paying for that? Because if they're only making 10% of what you make,
yeah,
how many clients do they have, and what's that hustle?
yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. My first question would be like, you could have bought a that's a lot of Gundam models you could have bought. That's a lot of lenses you could have bought.
Right. And believe me, it would be a weird explanation to like Brad Pitt or something like that. Be like, look, I know it's weird to show up to your meeting in a Jetta, but
yeah.
But hear me out. Check out my Gundam collection. And he'll be like,
yeah.
what the fuck is wrong with
I
you?
got the new PG Unleashed.
Right. Or we find out that Brad Pitt is a secret Gundam Wing fan.
Yeah.
And he's been that old school Toonami nerd, and just the second it showed up, he was like, I gotta have all of these. And then he like, you think he's gonna whip out like the photos of like his 14 children?
No.
It's just
all his
full
customs.
Gundam custom models.
Yeah.
Just on one of those like fold out, fall down kind of picture things, like he had them hard printed.
Yeah. I feel like celebrities are very quick to admit things like, oh, I'm into D&D, oh, I'm into video games, oh, I do this. I wonder how many Gunpla nerds in Hollywood are afraid to show people their Gundam collections. Because everything
That's
else,
an interesting one.
because everything else is cool. Like, you know, there's D&D is big now. Gaming is super big now. Streaming is big now. All this other stuff, but like,
right, but
like crafting things.
Well, I don't even think it's crafting at that point. I think it's a stigma around toys.
Yeah, because we don't see a lot of these celebrities like bragging about their toy collection, or like, oh, I just got this Voltron drop, or like, oh, I just got this import from Japan that's hard to get.
Right. I think what we need to do is look to see which celebrities get way pumped about, what is it, Sideshow Collectibles or whatever it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to know who's Twitter verified, who's tweeting about those.
Yeah, because I bet they have other stuff in their collection, because they can't all just be like the 1/6 scale stuff.
Right. Yeah. So I assume somebody's got to have, like, if you went out and you spent the money on that, like, old school Batman that they did forever ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Find those nerds. Gotta find those nerds.
Yeah, because what I want to know is how many people know Michael Keaton and also bought that toy.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Michael Keaton wouldn't willingly be friends with anyone who bought that toy. Like, maybe that's me projecting a bit of elitism onto Michael Keaton. But
hey, Michael. Yeah?
Right. Huh?
I got
Hey,
you.
let me ask you a question.
Hey, Michael.
You ever
Eh?
dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
Yeah.
Huh? Huh? Look at this. Because I'm a nerd, huh? Yeah. You want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts. Come on. Oh, as Jamie Noguchi shushes his daughter away. For those of you
Close the door.
who
There you
are
go.
listening to the audio version of the podcast,
But yeah,
enjoying our
I
dulcet tones
I need to
via
find.
video.
I bet like D&D was underground in Hollywood for a while until it became this big thing. I wonder if there's like an
Right.
underground Gunpla crew of like directors
I don't
or
know.
actors who just on the weekends, well before COVID, but on the weekends we get together and just like model shit while they talk shop or something
See,
like that.
and that was always the thing that kind of that I would assume would remove a lot of them because they can't like share their shame.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Gundam's a very solo kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like
That's
I'm
true.
betting there's probably quite a few nerdy actors who got into it during the pandemic. Like the second production shutdown.
Yeah.
Like, well, I guess I'm just gonna have to stare at the Malibu coastline and build this fucking Gundam then.
A lot of the tools were sold out for a while, like all the scribing tools.
Oh,
There's
I believe that.
there's some shit that I did not know they made until I started watching like some of the Korean YouTube channels of builders, and they just there are specific tools just for like scribing panel lines. There's specific tools for cutting plastic sheets the right scale, the right size, all this stuff. Like there's circle cut. There's like a whole industry of this shit, and it was all sold out for a while. It's amazing.
None of this surprises me.
It's amazing. I love it. That's all. I say a lot, because my brain farts. But I'm gonna hit the intro music theme now. I think we can talk during that, and it won't get picked up.
Oh,
but I don't know.
We totally. I always assumed it would 100% get picked up. So I have purposely not said anything through that, and just kind of awkwardly sat here and just kind of.
I think we could talk to. Brandon, hit me with the intro.
In the beginning, there was nothingness. And then, much like CBS has told us, there was a Big Bang.
Oh no.
Many years later.
Oh no.
Far, far before that show would become popular and those actors would become incredibly rich.
Ugh.
Good for them.
Ugh.
Make that money.
Hate the show. I don't begrudge them. They can make all the money they want, but I do not like that show. Like, no
This is
fault of
my
the
fucking
actors,
intro.
but
My fucking, you're interrupting my fucking intro. How could you? 2-ton son of a bitch.
I have to shit on that show
I've
anytime
got
I have a
the
chance.
voice.
Anytime
The
I have
voice
a
is
chance.
on. I am trying to intro.
Look, fuck the Big Bang Theory, okay? I'm happy they're making money, but fuck them. All right, keep going.
Fine. Then there was this bitter bitch, better known as Jamie Noguchi. And he showed up and he was like, yo, fuck the Big Bang Theory.
Also, Friends.
By the
Fuck
way-
Friends, by the way. All right, keep going.
Okay, I'm right along with you. That shit is fuck. Like, seriously, I can't go back and watch that shit. It's on all the time at work. Stop. Anyway, you completely lost me. All right. Bring it in. Bring it in. Gonna bring it in. Bringing it down. Bring it down. Welcome, one and all, as we stand atop the precipice of conversation. As we look over the ocean that is better known as Topic. We take in the glow and the warmth of the sun that is the internet. And these three powers combined form the Captain Planet of podcasts that you see before you. And like the greatest Planeteer Mati, we will bring you the heart, better known as the fucking Duocast, part of the Hard Knock Media podcasting network. Now, Jamie, I know what you're thinking. Where's Kwame? Where's Gabe? I'm telling you right now, we got the Kwame all damn day. I got nothing but earth and heart all day. I don't need Wheeler. Fuck that guy. Let the fire come from another podcast. I don't need that kind of heat.
Oh my
What
god.
I have is heart. And you can't form Captain fucking Planet without heart. Can you, Jamie?
No, you can't. No, you can't.
You damn right you can.
They did
Now,
a
Jamie-
whole episode dedicated to the fact that if Captain Planet doesn't have heart, he becomes a douchebag.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And speaking of having heart, let's talk about the rest of the podcast network, Jamie. The Hard Knock Media Podcasting Network as an NOC, as in Nerds of Color, as in other fine podcasts on our network, where you get to hear hot takes about things like culture and comics and movies and Batman. And
mostly
Pearl
Batman.
Jam,
It's mostly
and
Batman.
Mostly a lot of Batman. A lot of a real heaping spoonful of Batman.
Keith's podcast is all about It's all secretly about Batman.
I get that.
Yeah.
Much like how this is secretly about Fast and Furious all the time.
I mean,
like
that's true. Like we
all topics circle around to food and Fast and Furious. Like, let's not pretend hey guys, what's your podcast about? Is it just two guys hanging out and talking? Kind of.
Mostly. But it's really about family.
Yeah. The Vin Diesel kind of. Not my own. Not my own. Boy, howdy, after this weekend, not my own.
Oh.
No. It's a very sad short story. One that I don't know if paints me in the best kind of light, but
Oh, well. Do you
No, it's all good.
Do you want to go through the door you just opened?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I fucking Van Damme that thing off the hinges. It'd be kind of a dick move to not follow through now. So, Sunday, we're recording Tuesday evening. Podcast usually comes out toward the end of the week. So this would have been the previous Sunday, March 7th, was my birthday.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you do anything fun on your birthday?
No, actually, I did what everyone else should have been doing and what everyone else the past year after my birthday happened ended up doing on their birthday, which is kind of hanging out at home and going, that sucks. I guess I just don't get a birthday this year. So I did the same thing.
Hooray.
I did the day before get a lot of stuff accomplished around the house, which was very nice.
That's cool.
And then I tucked into a really delicious bottle of bourbon and we went out and got ribs. I got ribs for carryout. We brought them back.
That's awesome. That is a good birthday treat. Ribs.
Also, I managed to I made the request to my better half that we watch a dumb action movie. So I was kicking some around. I was trying to figure out what we would land on. We ended up watching Armageddon. Because apparently what I need on my birthday is barbecue, bourbon, and Aerosmith. Actually, no, that's not true. Barbecue, bourbon, and Bruce. That's what I need. The trifecta.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was my birthday, and then Sunday, my actual birthday. I went grocery shopping in the morning. Didn't really do anything super fun or whatever it is, but so I get back from grocery shopping. I don't know, maybe like 9 a.m. or something like that. I'm tucking into a delicious Nashville hot chicken biscuit from Rise. I decided to treat myself on the way back.
Oh, see, even better. Rise fucking biscuits. Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, because there's the one in Timonium.
Yes.
So I decided I did the big loop. I hit the store at Timonium because I figured it would be less busy in the morning.
Oh, my God.
And then hit Rise on the way back.
Oh, my God.
Yep. Yeah. That exceptional.
See, fucking Dan got the vaccine, and he's talking about going to the climbing gym in Colombia, and the climbing gym down in Columbia is literally down the street from Arise Biscuits, and I'm
See?
just like, somebody give
Get
me
your ass stuck in the arm.
somebody
son.
give
Get
me
your
the
ass stuck in the
vaccine.
arm.
I'm on a list. And it's great. In Montgomery County, they tell you, hey, you're on a list, and these people qualify. You're not there, and I'm like, you can separate the list. You just ask Becky in accounting, or like intern Susie can separate your email list so you don't send me shit and get my fucking hopes. Anyway, Brandon, sorry. I want it. I can't get it. My friends are getting it, so that's good. Have you gotten it yet?
Yeah. No, not yet.
Yeah.
I am also on a list. That Baltimore County is not there yet.
Does Baltimore County email you and say, "Hey, thanks for being on our list. You can't get it."
No. To be honest with you, what I think is going to happen is I'm going to have to start getting rather aggressive about going and getting it. The problem is just with my schedule, the way it works, I don't have the ability to.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah.
So
yeah,
I'll figure all that out.
Anyway, wait, sorry.
No, it's all good. So I am 2 solid bites into a delicious, warm, savory, spicy, and just the best kind of way Nashville hot chicken biscuit and my phone rings.
Oh no, that's bad.
No, I mean,
is it a block
it's
number?
My birthday.
Is it a block number?
No, it is not a block number, but it is a number that I don't recognize.
Oh,
which doesn't necessarily mean anything, but I decide to answer.
Oh.
And on the other end is my father.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Wait, what? You answer unknown numbers?
Yes.
I don't.
See, here's my thought process.
I should, but I don't.
I don't want a voicemail from him.
Mm-hmm.
And I use my number for work as well. So I may be getting a call for something else. So
yeah. That's legit.
Thing. I also have the most fun fucking with people who try and sell me extended warranties, or more importantly, winning the trips.
Ooh.
Because I have definitely had someone call me, like when I was out with COVID, I definitely like asked one of the guys, like, "Oh, yo, can you come get me? Because I am looking to get the fuck."
Yeah, I was there when he called you. That was amazing.
Right.
I was on the Zoom when that happened. That was amazing.
Right. But what I also like doing at this point now is I start asking the ones who try and sell me a like the hotel packages or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Should be like, "Hey, so let me ask you a question. Like, I get to fly and everything else like that. So the ticket, can I bring a carry-on bag, like, I don't know, maybe like a ski bag size? Yeah, let's say for conversation's sake, 5'6", about 135 pounds, give or take, and a little heavier at one end than the other, but like, and definitely a little soft. Like, is that going to be a problem for me to travel with? Is that sort of thing where like?" Because I've been watching Weekend at Bernie's, and taking a vacation has been on my mind. I usually get hung up on.
Yeah.
And the other one is the extended warranty ones, where I start asking them about what the warranty will cover, because my insurance company keeps telling me that they won't cover what's going on with my car. And when they inevitably ask, I'm like, well, was backing out of the driveway. Probably shouldn't tell you this. It's probably going to void the warranty that I want to buy. By the way, I definitely want to buy this warranty. So I hit. Oh, it's the best way to put this. A really big dog, if you get my hint. So, I mean, it was on a scooter, and I'm like, what's the dog doing on a scooter? Am I right? You hang up on me at that point.
Yeah. As they should.
As they should. Yeah, but. My favorite is when I start to ask them those leading questions and they don't know what to do with me, and this poor guy in a call is just like, sir, I don't think I can help you. I'm like, look, man, you called me,
bitch.
So I assume you are here to help. Like, I'll need to really take my number off that list.
Yeah.
Because I am gonna keep asking. Hey, question: if I call you back on this number, will I get to you? Wait, is there like an extension for you?
Is this your direct line or what?
Look, all I'm saying is you have a very trusting voice, and right now I'm in a real rough spot, and I could use a lot of advice.
I want to talk to you, Harold. No one else.
Right, right. What's your name? Is it Frank? I'm gonna start call. Am I cool to call you Frank? Frank? Okay, Frank. So look, Frank.
Okay,
like,
Francis.
Right. So anyway, before my dad finished the word birthday, I hung up the phone. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Papa C. Click.
yeah. Okay, so when I brought this up to a buddy of mine, the statement was, "Hey, eventually you should probably stop being such a soulless prick about this." And my response was, or I could not, because in my head, I've made it very like, you've been blocked on all social media, and the other 2 phone numbers that I know you have been blocked.
Yeah.
When you have to go pick up a burner phone
Yeah.
to call me,
Yeah.
take the hint.
Kind of half a hint for your ass to.
Yeah. And the other thing, and this friend couldn't really fight me about this logic, is that phone call wasn't from me.
No.
So just remember this is while telling someone happy birthday on their birthday is a very kind thing, and when it is from someone that you haven't seen in some time, or someone you see all the time, or haven't had a chance to talk to, or whatever it is, and it happens just to be a quick one on social media, I take that as this person saw that it was my birthday, or remembered that it was my birthday, and went, "Oh shit, dude, happy birthday!" And my response is always, "Oh, thank you," because I try and make it a point. Fuck, it's why I respond to every goddamn Facebook post.
Yeah.
Try and make it a point. And it's unnecessary, I get that, but I think it's a nice thing to respond back to. But I find it very off-putting when people feel obligated to do it.
Yeah.
Like, if you ain't got time for this, that's fine. We're probably not that close. That's all right. I'm not mad.
Yeah.
I'm not mad. But he was doing it for him.
Oh, for sure.
And fuck that.
Yeah.
Just fuck that. I got no reason to make that guy feel better.
No.
So that's kind of where my head is with it. Is it selfish? Sure, but it's my party, and I'll fucking cry if I want to. So fuck off.
Yeah. I don't know how more clear you could make that.
There's a certain point where I have tried the direct approach. I have tried the soft sell. I have tried the very just comfortable, hey, you make me fucking uncomfortable. I'd like to not speak to you. I've tried the really aggressive. I am out of options and shy of getting a fucking restraining order. I don't know what else to do.
Yeah.
And I don't feel threatened by him, so I don't believe that the restraining order is appropriate in that sense. I think those sort of things should be reserved for people who genuinely feel threatened, so this way the police aren't trying to enforce shit that doesn't really matter. I'm not worried about him, so why go down that rabbit hole before somebody's like, why don't you just get him to fucking legally fuck off? But yeah, take the hint.
Yeah.
Just take the hint. It's not that difficult. Just take the hint.
Yeah, and I feel like this is one of those things where if there were to be a reconciliation, you would have to be the one to reach out.
100%.
The ball is in your court. Him trying to
Right.
snatch it from you, that's not how this is gonna go. In the Hallmark movie version of this, you would have to be the one to do the reaching out. I feel like if there was ever going to be that type of thing.
Right. Because at this point now, he feels, and I'm sure there are some people who are either watching this or some people who aren't, and who I know would feel this way, that I have an obligation to be kind to my parent because they are my parent. I have learned very differently by action more than anything else that blood is strictly genetic code as opposed to anything else, and I've had a much more fulfilling and deeper relationship with people who I'm not related to than the ones that I have.
Yeah.
And I know everybody's situation is different, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't want to make it seem like I'm negative toward the idea of family or anything else like that. Like, far from it. But in this case, don't fucking don't. Just take the hint.
Yeah.
I get the idea. You got dumped. Tough.
Yeah.
Like, because if he was buzzing his ex-wife, it'd be a different story.
Right.
Because wouldn't somebody be like, "Yo, what the fuck's wrong with you? You can't do that. She told you no."
Yeah. I mean,
but the second it's his kid, and I don't want to project anything else. So I'm just gonna say it's his kid and his adult kid that I just need to just accept that oh, he's just that way and he's your dad and this is just how. Fuck that. You shouldn't feel obligated to fucking deal with people just because you're related to them.
Yeah.
Why?
It's no good. It's no good. It's no good.
No.
It's no good. It's no good. What I find interesting is that like you have people in your family who will watch this.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a whole other side of this thing that like you just reminded me that I can't really not that I can't. But how do I tiptoe around this? I understand that 1 to 2 to possibly 4 members of my family may be in a bit of a legal battle with the aforementioned family member regarding a topic that I am unclear about, but there is suit and countersuit.
Oh,
and
shit.
I learned about all of this through Maryland case search because that's how I check in on my parents. Which, by the way, if you ever want a sad short story about my life or whether or not like if you've got a friend, right, and that friend has some rough parents, most likely if they are separated from them for any extended period of time, the way they are keeping track of their parents is Maryland case search. It's how I found out I had a brother.
Oh,
it's how I found out my mom did time. It's how I found out about this. Like,
oh god,
it's the ultimate like can't hide the real shit. Like, you got to break up. I don't fucking care about your breakup.
Oh,
but man, am I curious about this. And Jamie, make no mistake, I haven't asked either of the parties involved because, frankly, I'm concerned that I'm legally going to get drug into it in the first place.
Fuck.
And I don't think any party wants my take on anything.
No.
I'm a terrible character witness because I'll be like, all these people are all fucking money grubbing and terrible. Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Can somebody explain to me what the fuck's going on? Because this is my funnest part. The one uncle who I lightly kind of talk to still wished me happy birthday, but hadn't like I had reached out to him. This was like months ago when all this when I found out about all of this, and I reached out to him and I was like, hey, what's going on between this person and these people? And no response. And then the happy birthday came through and I was like, hey, thanks. And he was like, we should get together. And I was like, I'm not fucking vaccinated, so no. And then I sent a follow-up message and I was like, hey, screen cap, send back again. So I literally took a photo of the previous conversation.
What is
and then
happening?
Sent it back and be like, any updates? And just to no one's surprise, he hasn't answered that, which seems weird. Right. Which, like, on the plus side, if like any of them wanted to talk to me, this is all I want to talk about. And no one will talk to me about it because I think they're all afraid of this. Like, it has been the best equalizer to keep my blood-related relatives at fucking arm's reach. Or it's just like, I am terribly curious in the worst kind of way.
I want to
wanna
know.
Well, because Jamie, reasonably, in this case, because I have zero context and understanding of the details, the only question I have is who is the asshole, Or B, if they're both assholes, who's the bigger asshole? Because I have no other, like, that's really all I want to find out about is, like, because I have assumptions, obviously. I have preconceived notions. I have bias. Like a son of a bitch, I have bias. But also, there's that practical part of my brain that can hear a situation, and I can hear the person that I genuinely don't care for, and I can hear something bad about whatever's going on with them, and be like, they're a fucking asshole, but no, that's not okay. That's like,
Oh
so
man.
I am deathly curious, especially now that I know that a family member watches this, at least one on the one side, and we'll see whether or not the other one bothered. I'll share this one on Facebook, but I'll make sure to include a lot of and in there just to pepper that thing up.
I mean, at least we have viewers. I guess. I don't know.
Look, man, that's how I bring them in, one terrible relationship at a time. That's how I get them, Jamie.
Oh, fuck.
It's not the fastest way to get viewers, but it's definitely the most interesting.
It is a way.
Yes, it is a way.
A way. God damn, that's funny.
I'll grow this audience one at a time, Jamie, because it's the only thing I can do.
Shit.
Well, I lost my bully pulpit the second we left Art Fight. It was like, I guess I can't be on stage anymore, so
yeah, but
I guess if anybody bothers to give a shit, I'm gonna stand over here and yell about things. It turns out about a baker's dozen managed to stick around, so there's that.
Yeah,
that counts the roster.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Actually, in all fairness, I have no idea what our audio listening numbers are. I just know what the YouTube views are.
Oh, I don't care about the YouTube views.
See, and the YouTube views are the only thing that I can like regularly go back and look at because they're literally just lined up, and I can be like,
it's right there.
Oh, that
People
did well. That weird did well.
No, if you wanna see something depressing, just put our put us into Social Blade, and you'll see. Just tanking. I haven't done that yet. I'm assuming we're just bleeding subscribers.
The wet fart that is. Hang on, I'm gonna find out, and then I'm not gonna tell you. So, Vamp, you son of a bitch. What is this? What is this called? Social Blade?
Social Blade. Yes, Social Blade is what you look at if you want to compare stats. Like there used to be a whole bunch of stat trackers for, when I was doing webcomics. There were a bunch of like traffic tracker things, and people would like compare their stats. We would get invited to cons based on unique views and all this kind of shit, and like it became a numbers game, and it was real depressing. And also, I was not smart enough to understand what the fuck I was looking at, so I ended up not ever looking at my stats, and that was the better thing for it, because it never made any sense to me anyway. And I still got invited to shit, even though my webcomic wasn't all that well known or popular and stuff like that. So fuck stats. Stats are valuable and they are important, but if you don't understand them, you're gonna get unreasonably depressed.
I mean, I've got you because that's what pops up there. But in all fairness, that's the only real like thing. I've got Dental Cast Productions and Study with the Dentist. You don't do too bad, actually. Like, well, you've got a total of 726,000 video views. So
that's all right. That's over
right.
Like however many years I've had this account.
I was gonna say, yeah, and that's to be fair, but like I think all told you got like 7,000 subscribers, 366 uploads. I don't know what the fuck that actually really means. Let's dig into it.
Yeah, who the fuck knows? Like, and this is so I post this on my my Jamie Noguchi channel, which has a whole bunch of shit. Like I was doing like art tutorials and just opinion stuff and just vloggy shit.
Right. And you need to start doing more reaction videos. I think that's really where the money is, Jamie. I think you and I just need to start doing reaction videos. They're the ones that fucking go, man.
Yeah. I did a reaction to the Fast and Furious trailer, I think.
I was going to say, Jamie, we've got, let's see, yada. So you've got a C plus in your total grade.
Out of what? Like the full alphabet?
I assume the
Can
full
I get down to
alphabet,
D?
yes.
Can I get down to C? Or can I get down to Z? I want to be the last.
You want to be the last?
I want to be the last. But yeah, I mean, stats. I guess if Keith gave a shit about statistics, maybe we would start giving a shit about statistics. But he doesn't. He like whenever we talk about the podcast, he doesn't care about the listeners. He just cares that we're putting out content. So that's.
I would say, in all fairness, that was just YouTube. So let me see.
Oh, Social Blade. Yeah, I don't know what stats Social Blade tracks. I think they track a whole bunch of other shit too. So
yeah, I think I needed to.
But it's all like, unless you can do something with that number, and I can't. It doesn't really matter. Like, it doesn't really matter how many followers you have or how many subscribers you like. If you can't, if you're not doing anything with that, like our viewing audience, we can't tell them to do stuff. Like, we can't mobilize our audience, because like every one of these videos on YouTube gets maybe like 5 to 10 views, and that is not a big enough audience to mobilize to like, if we have a social issue we want to take care of, like, sign this petition.
10 to 20.
10 to 20.
Let's not get too fucking picky about that, sir. We have had videos that have cracked well into the 40s, thank you. Well into.
But like, at the level we operate, numbers don't mean shit. Like, they don't mean shit. It's entertaining. It's fun.
It's all about the quality and the content, Jamie. I'm not here for viewers, baby. I'm here to make that quality YouTube content.
Yeah, but I think it's fun that like 10 strangers or 10 people that we don't know will watch our thing, and that's cool. But like, if numbers started getting bigger, maybe we could do stuff with it, like pivot towards some more of the social stuff that you and I both believe in. But like, I don't know. I
think we'd also get chastised for it a ton more too.
Oh yeah, that's fine. If people
there's a real catch-22 on that sort of thing of like trying to figure out how to gain an audience while still being able to be true to your message.
Yeah.
And I have to believe that is a difficult line to toe, because the culture and the environment and everything else like that are changing daily.
Yeah.
And while some of the principles are very like, yes, this is a clean hard line, a lot of things are just on the daily fluctuating what we think might be okay this time, and then somebody goes to back and watch an old video and like, how the fuck could you say this? We're like, we're an idiot.
Because it's a dumb show. Because this show didn't start off like it. Our show is basically a way for me to help you not kill everyone in art fight, and then like, you're like, this isn't fun anymore, and I was like, well, if it's not fun for you, let's do something else. So I mean, that's the origins of the show. So
yeah.
And so the numbers don't really fucking mean anything.
No, I mean, honestly, it's a weekly excuse to be able to catch up with you is really what it comes down to.
Yeah, and talk about stupid shit.
Yes.
Speaking of, I have a topic. We'll do it quickish. All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit the mid roll. Okay. Maybe Vince will say something if he could hear us in the talking about the mid-roll. All right, Brandon Chalmers. When The Mandalorian was first announced and the casting was first announced, you and I were super big on the inclusion of Gina Carano. We knew her from Fast and Furious that one time. We saw her in some other dumb movie that she was in.
I was gonna say An American Gladiator.
An American Gladiator. You and I were both very, very supportive of her inclusion because of that one shot with her with a minigun blowing shit up, and also Star Wars diversity. It sounded great. It sounded amazing. All of the people who are now on her side now because of recent things, it's funny to go back and to see just how opposed they were to her and Rey and all the other women in Star Wars, and just like, railing against them. How the tables have turned because of recent things that Gina has said on her Twitter machines that have gotten her fired off of her show. And now, like all of those people who were pissed that women were being included in Star Wars are now the people who are supporting her the most, while us liberal cucks are just like, why, Gina?
No, I mean I know why, because she's an awful person, and when we were in support of her, we were just interested in a character that we knew very little about, because we thought that it was going to be an action show and we weren't sure what her context was going to be.
Yeah.
We didn't know what her lines were going to be. We had no idea what her character was. We just went, hey, this person from the Fast and Furious franchise, which immediately gives us an in,
Yeah.
the American Gladiators remake, and I literally have the first 2 seasons of American Gladiators on DVD. Um, so I'm an old school fan of that Gladiator game.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Cocaine
so
and all.
we right, like, how the fuck else do you play?
Cocaine and steroids and all.
Jamie, that TV show looks like a well lit version of the fucking Running Man.
Yes,
Like,
yes, yes.
because that's what it is. It's literally somebody watched the Running Man and was like, okay, hear me out. I know I've done a lot of coke. This, but with no killing. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
why? And just one guy leaning into the other guy, go, why would any? It's like, because people like watching sport, and we can have average
And muscles.
Joes. Yeah, take on just the swollest of swole.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
be like, well, how are they going to overcome this? It's like, I don't know, but Larry Zonka's here, so Zonk,
Yeah.
come on.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway. So yeah, I'm unclear where you're going with this. Are you just annoyed with the idea that these fucking trolls suddenly decide to find something that people who believe in what Gina let me narrow it down to what Gina said was not okay and a fireable offense. Let's just narrow cast it way the fuck down to just that.
Yeah.
What she said publicly
Yeah.
was not appropriate
No.
for someone who maintains that position that she had at the time, and that the behavior and actions by her employer to terminate her employment was appropriate
Yeah.
at a minimum.
For sure. For
So
sure.
I'm confused which part I mean, what exactly is your question?
I didn't have a question. I just wanted to talk about it cuz like
okay.
we were very vocal about our support for her and all of that. And I feel like
but
we need to
we're adults, and we're able to recognize that somebody who we see, because we know very little of in context, having more context, deciding that, hey, this person isn't okay. We're also allowed to do this as we grow with age. And,
Yeah.
I like Dane Cook at some point along the way, and then I realized, like, yeah, you know what? I need to fucking grow up. That's not okay. Like, I
fucking Dane Cook.
You're looking at a young Republican over here. Like,
Yeah.
I get the idea. I had a fucking Bush Cheney sticker on my binder. Like, we went
no.
through this. Right, but we went through this. My perspective, understanding cultural status at the time, and isolation from any of the things that I genuinely feel are serious topics these days
Mhm.
didn't exist back then.
Well-
I was sheltered and young and dumb and lacked perspective and wasn't interested in learning either, which is the other part of it. Even presented with genuine information from intelligent peers who believed differently than I did, I had no fucking interest in their part of the conversation, because I was too young, dumb, and full of cum to fucking take anyone else's ideas other than my own. Fuck you!
Yeah.
I'm a man, by the way.
I'm a
And
man.
I've said this before. Anyone who says I'm in charge, I'm the boss, or I'm a grown-ass man is none of the above.
Well, I guess that's the thing that disappoints me the most, because she was surrounded by all of these people who were trying to talk to her. Like, Pedro Pascal has a trans sister. He sat with her, tried to explain like the trans side of things, and why it was important, and representation was important, and why pronouns were important, and all this kind of stuff. And she took that all in and was like, I don't care. And I feel like
Right, then
and then not only do I not care, I'm going to go a step further and and say what I said online about everything. And I just I don't know. I feel like I don't know what to
well,
do with that because you have people around a person trying to educate them and I don't know.
Jamie, that's a conversation that a lot of people have about religion or, like you said, trans rights
Right.
or being gay or any number of topics that are out there in the world. And it's, you know, it is the decision of the company about who they want to side with. There are many companies out there that would have sided with Gina, and she wasn't employed by one of those companies.
Right.
So I, very similarly to the Westboro Baptist Church people, I have no beef with her ability to say this hateful shit.
Sure.
I have
Sure.
her ability to say it, not the content of it, not the tone of it, not anything involving it, the ability to say it.
Right.
The ability to say it on a public forum.
Right.
There's an argument to be had that social media isn't a public forum at this point, especially given the actions of recent, months and everything else like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Social media platforms suddenly
Public-ish.
deciding that it's not a public forum, which I genuinely believe creates a whole new kettle of fish about what's appropriate to say and what have you. But
Right.
for this conversation, and I believe in this situation, Gina used her social media as a public square,
Sure.
voiced her personal opinions about a topic and or topics, and the tone and content of those messages was not received well by a large majority of the fan base. And that large majority of the fan base is not shy of letting the parent company know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
In the similar way that if I decided to wear a shirt that branded the company name that I work for, and I decided to, after work on my own time, but using their pulpit, I drove out, I stood in the back of one of their trucks wearing one of their shirts, and I started spouting off all sorts of terrible shit. I would be held responsible for my actions and my words by the crowd at large, if not a larger body, depending on specifically what I said and or did, and it would be the employer's choice to let me go or not.
Yeah.
They would also have to weigh the repercussions of what happens if they decided to keep me.
Yeah.
I don't see anything different, and I find it interesting, if not borderline hypocritical, because I find, and this is me painting with a very broad brush, that a large majority of people who would defend Gina Carano's right to speech, and more importantly, the tone and content of said speech, also tend to believe in the free market deciding what actually happens, right up to the point when the free market shuts them down
Yeah.
for the thing they did.
Yeah. Free market
that
for
is
me, not for you.
that-
For me.
Right, that is not always true, but
For
I
me.
find it personally and I'm tiptoeing around this very very directly.
I know.
In my personal experience and observation, I have found it more likely than not that the same people who are defending things that I find reprehensible are also the same people who get outraged when the reprehensible people get shut down and or terminated.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then yell about it, and it's like, bro, that's a free market, man. I don't know what you're mad about.
The free market is doing exactly what you wanted it to do, except to you.
Cancel culture. It's cancel culture.
No, it's not. It's
No,
holding
no,
people
no,
accountable for what they're saying.
Right. Well, hang on a second. It is. It's just the exact same fucking thing that they did, their parents did. We all fucking did it. Everyone is fucking guilty of this cancel culture argument. We have all found something that someone said and or did and or represented that we find just ugh. And then we decide that I don't want to do anything involving them. You know why I don't fucking eat at Chick-fil-A? Because I find their behavior reprehensible when it comes to fucking gay rights. It's not a difficult conversation.
Yeah.
You want to go order the fucking nuggets and the shake? Fine. I'm not giving any fucking money to it.
Nope.
And I don't believe you should either, but I'm not going to keep you from doing that. The free market has decided
Yeah.
that fuck it. A lot of people don't have a problem with this and they want their Jesus sandwich. Fine.
Yeah.
Enjoy your fucking sandwich then. Just know that there are consequences on the back end.
Yeah.
And it can vary from I'm just going to sit here and watch you eat your sandwich, which is an awkward, very awkward exchange that I definitely had, or that there are family members and or friends who find this behavior disturbing and will voice it and could possibly distance themselves from you, and you might be like, whatever, can't handle it, pussy. Fine.
Yeah.
Know that your behavior is the exact same thing as theirs at its core. You are taking a decision. You are making a decision based on behavior and actions that they are exhibiting, and you are responding in kind. Don't be pissed off when this happens.
Yeah.
So I don't care about the calling it cancel culture is bullshit to get people fired up and argue about it.
Right.
It's no different than me shouting about hippies and because of the fucking stereotypes, or metalheads or hip hop fans or whatever it is.
Right.
We pick the stereotypes of the group. We then find a negative connotation for them. And then we decide how much or how little it's appropriate in culture at the time. And then we shout about it to the largest group of people we possibly can. And the only difference is the way that we shout has changed. And you used to be able to be a shit in your small circle because most likely you surrounded yourself by like-minded people. It's how we all kind of work.
Yeah.
It's rare if you find someone who actively seeks out people who disagree with them.
That's true.
That's normal. But don't be fucking mad when you then go and take the conversation that you and I having a conversation right now about this.
Mm-hmm.
We are discussing a thing. We both agree on the topic. I believe we agree on the fundamentals of what Gina said was inappropriate and terrible. And not anything we support. That is something that you and I agree on. We are putting it out on the internet. And that means that anyone could easily call us liberal cucks and
they'd be
super
right.
comfortable with that. Right. And then decide that they're right and then share our video or do a reaction video to ours and be like, look at these fucking queers, whatever. God, you guys are God, I feel terrible saying I wish I could strike that fucking word. Oh, God. Anyway, I apologize. Actually, hang on. I genuinely apologize. That word was inappropriate, even in that awful fucking context.
Yeah.
Of pretending to be some shithead.
Yeah,
I apologize. But yeah, like these guys doing some sort of terrible reaction video and calling us weak or whatever the fuck they please. Fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
I'm good. I'm good with this.
Yeah.
I am also the same person who then will say, my name's Brandon Chalmers, and if you disagree with something so aggressively that you feel the need to fucking argue with me, you can gladly come find me. I'll argue with you in person, and we'll find out how fucking tough you are. That is how this operates. Like, it's not a difficult thing.
Yeah.
So, I'm not afraid to put my name on it and sign off on it and go out there. Now, could I lose my job for that? Yeah, I could. Like, when it comes down to it, I work for an employer. They may just say, hey, shut your fucking mouth on the internet and have those videos taken down. And if the videos disappear, maybe that's what happened. Maybe Jamie just decided he was fucking done. Maybe you and I had a falling out. Nobody fucking knows.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the reality of the situation. So, Gina can say what she pleases.
Sure.
And we're allowed
right.
to disagree with it and make our voices heard. And sometimes the side that you and I are on is in most cases very reactionary, very loud, very mob-ish. And I do believe there is a level of unhealthiness as how mobbish we can be
Mm-hmm.
and how quick we are to make a decision about people and or organizations without much research. We see a headline, we react, we shoot videos, we respond to things, and then we dogpile on and we don't take the time to find out what's going on. I think people have been like that the whole time, and that's nothing new to me. But
Yeah.
we all have the ability to have the technology. We we all carry these things. We
I'm
can
yeah.
use it to do research and understand more about a topic before we go and voice an opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at you, Dr. Seuss Rageaholics.
Oh
Um,
God.
right, because Seuss is his own problem in and of itself, and
Yeah. Yeah. There's
but
some
the idea
there's some
that
bad stuff.
there is some bad stuff, but the idea that solely someone's going to see that the parent company who produces these books decides to shut down 6 of the books based on content and it being a personal choice by the consumers is at its core the free market.
Yeah, I mean that's that's
That is the
that's what you
free
guys
market
advocate
operating.
for. That's what you're advocating for. So like when when when
Right.
when it happens, aren't you supposed to yay team? Like
Right. So like so you
or are you
instead
lying
of
sacks of shit?
well like and here's the thing like you see that these but more importantly you don't see that these 6 books in a lot of contexts based on the reactions that I have seen I assume doing exactly the same thing they are on the following things. You have not looked to see what books are actually being stopped, and then you are less interested in what's going on physically on those 6 books and more in the idea of a bunch of liberals decided that these things are racist and I don't see what the problem is. We didn't have any problem last week. What's the big deal? Yada, yada, yada. Because I think the reality is, and this is maybe me assuming a bit much, they didn't need to announce that.
No, I mean it. Yeah, I mean it's up to the company to like if they're gonna
Right.
bring something out of print, they can just do it and
They
not
can
say
just
it
do it. Right. So why bring it up?
because I think it's there's a reckoning with Dr. Seuss's stuff. Like I've looked at a lot of the old political cartoons that he did, like the anti-Japanese ones, and they are real bad, like
Yeah.
super
Right.
bad.
But
So
right, but I don't know who hired him for that. I don't know if they told him what to draw. I don't know what sort of financial state he was in at the time where he decided that he needed the paycheck more than anything else. And it is not an excuse for the fact that those things are racist, but I think context definitely does make a difference. And when you look at something from that era, don't be surprised because a large majority of the populace felt exactly that way and that that was appropriate. And it's
that's
fucked up
that's
and
that's
terrible.
still not okay. And you're talking to
No,
somebody who had family members who were put
right,
into the incarceration camps. So like
right.
I get the period argument, but that's also fucked up. It was fucked up then, and they knew it was fucked up then. Like,
I agree.
so I think it's appropriate for publishers to say times have changed. We no longer feel comfortable publishing this stuff. This is why. I don't know they need to make a big statement, but I understand why they did it, and I feel like there's more that needs to be like maybe the intent was to maybe spark a conversation, which isn't going to happen in this era.
No, no.
um,
See, here's the thing. I think if they were trying to spark a conversation, they'd have done what the Looney Tunes had done, which is put a disclaimer up there before the
oh
cartoons.
yeah. Yeah.
They could have continued to release these books. They could have potentially just removed those images. Um, but
Yeah,
because
I
they already rewrote one of the book lines, like they removed one of the lines and edited it and changed one of the characters' skin tone
mm,
because they're the one with the what I assume to be the Asian gentleman in the pages. initially I believed had a very direct term that I don't feel comfortable saying.
Hooray!
And
See, I didn't even look into any of this stuff because I was
oh yeah, no,
because
well,
I
because I was curious.
yeah.
It,
Why I don't give a shit. Like
right, but and to be fair, I am taking this information from the most recent episode of Last Week Tonight, where he genuinely showed that, like, hey, they changed the word and they continued to print this book. Then they changed the skin tone and continued to print this book. So there were moving of the yardstick of basically like, hey, this is inappropriate. Hey, now this is inappropriate. Now they get to the point where like, we can't edit it anymore, so I guess we'll just stop selling the books. And in turn, what ends up happening is a bunch of people who I don't think let me be clear. I think a lot of the people who are shouting about it who are not in the political sphere or the pundit sphere didn't do the research and are genuinely upset by the concept because they don't think they don't know that only these 6 books are being taken out of
oh,
print.
you think they think that all of Dr. Seuss's books were being pulled from shelves and
Well,
things like that?
more
Cuz
no, I think it's more of a they assume that what's next.
oh,
You gonna take green eggs and ham? Do I not get to watch the Grinch anymore? Is this it? You're just looking for something. I don't and I don't think that our our congressional representatives who have been grandstanding about this, who decide to read, you know, the Star-Bellied Sneeches or whatever it is, are under any circumstances concerned that these books are going to disappear. What they're looking is a soundbite.
yeah,
They want to be able to rile everyone up and be able to be mad about shit.
yeah. I don't think it's worth getting mad over.
No, I don't either. I
I
wholeheartedly agree.
I think
Right.
I think there needs to be a reckoning when Dr. Seuss is being taught in elementary schools. They don't go beyond the things that are in like Green Eggs and Ham or Fox and Socks. And I didn't know about that shit until like maybe 5 years ago. Like I had no idea that Dr. Seuss had this history of doing these racist caricatures of Asian
Right.
people because
Right.
I've never read any of these 6 books in question.
Right.
Like so I don't know. I don't know. To me, I at some point I am going to tell Hazel about all of these horrible caricatures that Dr. Seuss did, but we're not burning Green Eggs and Ham. Like we're not taking these books out of because at some point I feel like there should be a separation between the artist and the art, and I don't I in a modern context that's impossible. But I feel like some of these things like the rhyme schemes definitely helped Hazel learn language quicker and form sentences quicker than had she not been exposed to some of this stuff. So and and the books that she read did not teach a caricature of her daddy. So it's like
Right.
at the same time
I get you.
at the same time, you know, it's you can't ignore the person who created it. Like you can't ignore what they they did in the past. So I don't know. It's hard in this era to separate the artist and the art because they're so intertwined. Like you cannot create something these days without being known who the creator is. That's just like like I
Right.
like
No,
I can't
I get that.
I can't
I
draw
think
something that is separated from me because like I have to promote it. I have to do all this stuff. Most artists have to do all their own self promotion. So it's like, you know,
right.
but it's a
I
sliding
I bel-
it's a sliding scale because like I never want to give Joanne any more of my money. Like the Harry Potter like I'm never gonna buy another Harry Potter thing ever. But we have all of the
right.
books here. We have all of the books here. We have all of that stuff. And Hazel's read all of them and shit like that. So it's I don't know. Like it's a question of like separating the art and the artist and all that kind of stuff. And I don't have a good answer. I don't know that there is a
Yeah.
good answer. I think it's a case
I
by
think
case
this is the
basis.
problem. Yeah, I think it's a case by case basis. I think it's an individual basis, but I think then we're getting into the stickiest of situations because it's like, okay, do we base it off of what they believe and everything else like that? Because I'm reminded of one that hits home for you was Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah, I mean, we don't play any of that music.
Right, and I'm the same way,
Yeah.
and it's one of those like, okay, well, clearly in my head I'm going, okay, so what he did beyond reprehensible, like, okay, cool. So now we're arguing it's a sliding scale. It's
I
like
I think I think it's different, and I think it's an individual choice, and I don't want to impose my choice onto anyone else. Like if I go to someone's house and they're playing like you want to be starting something, I am not then going to leave that person's house and never talk to them again. I may go to a different room, uh, but like it's something like I don't know. It's a it. I don't think there's the hard and fast rule that applies to everybody. Like you can't go into someone's house and say, "Oh, you have green eggs and ham? Well, fuck you," and then walk out the door. Like I don't think it works that way.
I think it does depending on what it is.
Well, if it's green eggs and ham, no. But if it's like I don't know
It's the Hitler painting argument.
if it's green eggs and ham plus all of the other and they have a whole collection of Dr. Seuss's like World War II cartoons, then I'm gonna ask some questions. I'll be like, the fuck? What the fuck is this? Why do you have that? You are not an archivist. Like,
Yeah, I get that. I mean, I don't know. I don't know where I land on this one because in my head I'm going, well, if 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 MJ isn't okay, where's my line? And now I'm sliding the scale. Well, I don't think what the Harry Potter author said was appropriate. Okay, so I think there are better books out there. Fine. Okay, so no more Wizardly World. Okay, fine. That's fine too. And then I cut that out, and then I cut out. Okay, so no more Seuss because of this. All right, well that's fine. There's a ton of children's books out there. It's like I got to kind of handle every one of them individually and try and figure out where I am with everything. And I think part of the issue that happens here is companies are using these sort of things to create a buzzword because Seuss books are selling like fucking crazy now. And
see,
I
the
can't
cancel culture
pretend.
didn't work. They're making money.
No. It 100% worked. It did exactly what it was supposed to do. It created a fucking GameStop moment
Yeah,
where everyone fucking bought in and wants to get in and wants to go and buy the stuff. So like
yeah.
there's more fucking sales of Seuss books since all this happened than anything else. It's the smartest fucking thing that the Seuss people could have ever done is
Well,
uh,
the problem
make themselves a hot topic.
the problem with um trying to paint things with a larger brush is that there's no such thing as conscious capitalism. Like the iPhones that you and I both have, the computers that we both have, guaranteed made by slave labor in Asia. So
Right.
like we wouldn't be able to do this. Like you and I would have to divorce ourselves from technology, live in a cabin,
Right.
wearing clothes that we made ourselves. So I think there has to be I think you have to take it case by case. And certain things aren't going to be that big a deal to you, and certain things are going to be a bigger deal to you. Like if you've ever watched Breakfast at Tiffany's, I am not going to be offended. I will never watch that movie. That movie is dead to me. As is Mickey
I
Rooney.
mean,
Anything with Mickey
I,
Rooney in it, I never watch because fuck
yeah.
him. So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
because like if you've ever done that and if you've ever enjoyed any of his stuff, I'm not going to hold that against you. Like my anti Mickey Rooney stance is not as strong as my anti Tom Hanks stance, but like well, I think it has to be case by case because if you paint with broad strokes, you have to divorce yourself from everything because unless you're making things yourself, unless you're in the woods hunting yourself and like foraging, there's no such thing as conscious capitalism. And if you learn about something and it's fucked up and you still you still consume it or still go down that road, that's a choice, and you have to realize that's your choice. Like, you know, using this technology, I don't have a job without this technology. Like,
Right.
I can't make a living without this technology. But with that comes the knowledge that these devices are not carbon neutral in any way, shape, or form. They are not environmentally sound. No matter what they say about recycling the components, that is not true. That is not a true statement. Like,
No.
the carbon footprint of this office is not good. um, so like, I don't know. I think it has to be a case by case basis, and it's gonna change, and there's no room for that in this era, especially on the liberal side. Like, liberals, we shout the loudest, and we actually do things about it. Like, um, so
So I
yeah,
guess is the message figure out what you're a hypocrite about and be comfortable with whatever level of hypocrite you're at?
yeah. I mean, everybody has it. You know, at some point, like, oh, but you choose to live in a society. Yeah, I mean that's a joke, but like there are things that uh, are around you that are not. That there's a hypocrisy in a little bit of everything. Like, if you have a guitar made before a certain era and it has Brazilian rosewood, that is now an endangered wood, and that is, you can no longer log that. You know, the FBI will come into your house and take that away. But if you have one of those old guitars and you're playing it and it's got that Brazilian rosewood and it sounds good and it feels good, you're still gonna play it.
Well, yeah, because what's been done has been done.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think you just gotta learn to be uncomfortable with this kind of shit. Um, like, the big thing in art now is the whole non fungible token thing, the NFT stuff. I don't know if you've seen any of this. I'm compiling thoughts about it. But basically, people are minting NFTs on the blockchain, which sounds like it's made up. Um, but the problem is, by minting it, it costs, the energy cost is astronomical. Like, one of these NFT things was sold, and the energy cost for that sale was like 49 years of energy to power like Nevada or something like that. And it's like, the power costs are astronomical. But artists are making money off of this stuff. So like, do you go in to make money knowing that you're killing future generations, or do you stop and risk your art being sold as an NFT anyway, because anyone can mint anything. So if you post stuff online, some motherfucker could turn your online post into a NFT. It's all sorts of bullshit. So like, I don't know. But yeah, I think we have to live with being uncomfortable about some of these things.
So to go back then, where are we at on Gina Carano?
I don't know, but Gina's still making money, so I don't know. Like,
Is she?
she got hired immediately by Ben
By who?
Shapiro's company. Like, she's gonna be doing
Wait.
movies with Ben Shapiro's company. I'm like,
Did you bother to look to see the other movies that Ben Shapiro's company has done?
no,
No.
no.
So here's the thing: you can get hired at places. Let me do a quick Ben Shapiro
I
production.
I'm just I'm sad that that she was surrounded by people who love her and were trying to steer her in one direction, and she took all that, she internalized that and said fuck you anyway. That's where I'm at with Gina. I'm sad for her. I'm sad for Gina.
Right.
I mean, she got fired because she said some stupid shit. People get fired for a lot less. So, you know.
Yeah. I get the feeling that what Gina Carano did is she just decided to trade in a very public career that might have a broad acceptance to being a Christian rock artist.
Yeah, yeah,
There's
yeah.
there's a fucking audience and they're doing stadium tours and you and I don't know shit about it, but
Nope.
boy, howdy, are they making some pretty okay money doing things?
Yeah,
You just got to remember that, like, now you have to pander to that audience in perpetuity.
that's got to be exhausting.
I got to believe that it's probably pretty easy if you genuinely believe that shit.
Yeah, and I guess maybe that's the calculation she made. Maybe she was like, "Well, I still believe this stuff, so I'm just gonna jump in and go feet first in this direction." And I guess
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
fine.
maybe she'll be the next. What's a strong let's see. Maybe Gina Carano will be the Meryl Streep of fucking right wing movie. What's the? I'm trying to think of. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. So we get a more or less like shot for shot remake of Under Siege, um, but it's like Gina Carano is playing Steven Seagal's character, and then for some reason, I assume there's a bad guy in Under Siege. I genuinely don't remember,
God,
but
I
we're
don't
gonna cast
remember.
Vince Vaughn
Yeah.
as that person, no matter who that person was. Let me see here. So yeah, so Gina Carano will be the cook under siege. Uh let's see, yada 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 yada. Come on, let's do it. 1992 American thriller, yada yada yada. Produced by okay, so Tommy Lee Jones and Gary Busey.
Gary Busey.
So let's see. So arrives. Okay, so a battleship arrives at Pearl Harbor, where President George H.W. Bush announces that the ship will be decommissioned in California. Yada yada yada. God damn, this is a long fucking. Why that shit ass Steven Seagal movies have an easily 9 paragraph plot synopsis? Like,
I don't know. I don't fucking know.
if you watch a Steven Seagal movie and you can't tell me in 2 sentences what's the plot, you're full of shit.
Steven does this, and then he does this, and then that's the
Yeah.
movie. That's the movie.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So here's what we'll do, Jamie.
He squints worse
Gina
than Ice
Carano
T.
can
Ice T has that squint down. Fucking Steven
right.
Seagal is
So
trying to
so
jack
G,
that shit.
so Gina can be in her dress uniform, right? And she can then get decommissioned and then go decide to. I swear, like Under Siege 2 was like on a train or something like that.
There was a second one? Oh my god.
Dude, yeah. So like she'll fight, but then she'll have this weird like blood sport style flashback scene where she'll be trained by like let's say Chuck Norris, just for conversation's sake. So this way we get the martial arts background, just none of the Asian people, so this way we can stay on brand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Vince Vaughn will be the bad guy there, but then we find out that like Vince Vaughn also got trained by Chuck Norris.
Oh, Chuck. God damn,
Yeah.
Chuck. I'm glad Bruce Lee beat you up in that fucking movie. God. Chuck Norris doesn't mean that. Bruce Lee kicked your ass. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I don't know. We're rambling at this point, but basically, I think the thing to take away from is Gina has every right to say whatever she wants, and she has every right to do so in a big open forum,
and then
we
get
have
fired.
every right to hear exactly what she has to say, to assess it, to go, you're a fucking moron and a racist.
Yeah.
And then decide to tell Gina's boss that, hey, have you seen what your fucking idiot racist employee did? And have them go, boy, that's real dumb and real racist. How many people told us that she was dumb and racist? Oh, that
all
many.
the people? All the people?
Interesting. All right. Oh boy. All right. Can we bring up the Disney Plus subscribers and just do me a favor? You could just run a quick case search of everybody whose actual name is on there, along with everything. Let's just see what. Oh, so 44% of our viewing audience has bothered to say something. So I think comfortably we can say that another 30% just won't fucking bother tweeting us. So I think that's far enough. You know what? I think we're good. I
Oh,
think we're good.
oh, Pedro tried to
Yeah.
Pedro tried to talk to her. Pedro tried to talk.
And here's the thing, by the way. If Pedro tried to talk to her, that means Disney's known about this for some time.
Pedro tried to talk to her. Her publicist tried to talk to her.
And there is a certain point where when the House of the Mouse is sitting you down going, hey, not for nothing, you're looking real bad, and we know a thing or two about looking real bad, and we've got an amusement park based around a character that was a poorly drawn takeoff of a minstrel show. So we know how to spin some shit, and you need to write this ship or we're gonna hang you out to dry.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like there were many chances given, and I feel like she was just like, nope, 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 nope.
Right.
Nope.
And my only response to that is if you are bullheaded enough to not read the room, then you are smart enough to accept the consequences that come with that.
Yeah.
And I know that's not a one for one sort of thing of like people who are stubborn a lot of times aren't very smart. And my only response is, yeah, but how do we smarten them up if we don't hold them responsible for being bullheaded?
Yeah. I wonder if she made the deal with Shapiro's company before she put that out. Like, she had to have known
No.
that if she was gonna say that shit.
If I had to take a guess, she popped off with the mouth, got yelled at for it, popped off again, can't stop, and then was getting so much groundswell and support. She's like, they're not gonna fucking fire me. Get out of here with this shit. Oh, they fired me? Oh, Ben's on the phone? Yeah. Oh, yeah, Ben. Totally. Right. Because here's the question also. Did Gina's publicist cut her?
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember. I followed
Gina's
it
agent.
for a bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because if Gina's agent and Gina's publicist both got paid for signing Gina to Ben Shapiro's company, they can fuck off too. I don't care about their conversation.
Yeah. Oh man.
So,
God.
right?
Well, yeah. I figured we needed to talk to it because we were so vocal about our support. I don't know. I felt like we needed to bring it back up. Now I feel like we shouldn't have.
I never know what to do with a lot of this stuff because like I can very easily comfortably for myself go, yeah, I don't feel comfortable with that. I don't feel comfortable with this or yada 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 or yada yada. And I can be like, yes, these are the things I believe in. This is the hill I want to die on. These are the things that I really care about.
Yeah.
I run out of effort for a lot of this celebrity shit where it's just like, hey, somebody was dumb and they popped off of their mouth and they got fired. And I'm like,
yay.
play
It's not my money.
games,
Fuck
win
it.
stupid prizes.
Yeah.
Right. Like, this has been my cold response to a lot of things. It's like, well, I mean, I don't think it's appropriate for and it's like, I can't really give that much of a shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Some of the stuff I don't care about. Like, I didn't really care about Gina getting fired. I was very disappointed, but like,
I don't think I would go even as far as really disappointed. I got to be honest with you. I don't think I went. I think I spent more time debating with other people why I didn't think it was a big deal that she got shit canned than I ever did going, boy, howdy, I enjoy that Gina Carano. Like, it's true. Like,
yeah.
So I don't really give a shit when people get fired for saying dumb things. I give a shit when people start making unnecessary equivalency arguments, and I get very annoyed with the idea of people not doing their research about a topic, even just very loose research and figuring out exactly how mad they want to be about something.
Yeah.
If you are one of the people who have read those 6 Seuss books and already have your copy and are fucking aggravated because other generations won't be able to read them because you think the story is so fucking great, by all means buy a bunch of copies up, and if you feel like you've got a better run at it, fucking break out a post-it note and throw it over top of that image and draw something else, or just try and read it without that. I don't know what to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
But fuck it. Maybe you tear half of that page apart or tape over it or something like that, and
Yeah.
just put one strip of duct tape over the image.
I don't even know what the
And then
books
just
are.
go,
God, I wish I did.
huh?
I kind of wish I did, but I kind of wish I didn't. I
What?
don't even know what the books are. The ones that are pissing people off.
Do yourself a favor, and if anybody else wants a bit of context, John Oliver really knocked it out of the park. The most recent episode of Last Week Tonight, the main story is up on YouTube, and you should be able to watch it for free and be able to check that out. I think it would give you real world context. It would show everything, and it would allow you at a very high end to kind of look at it and make a decision about what you think is appropriate.
Oh, 6 books.
Yes.
I see. I see. I see.
Yes. Yeah. So, and frankly, I never remember reading any of those 6 books as a kid. And honestly, if you held my hand to the fire, I could probably name, I assume, maybe 10 Seuss books, maybe not that high, that I remember reading as a kid. So I didn't even know these 6 were a thing.
I've never heard of these.
Right. Yeah, because the question is, do you own any of these books
No,
and just have never noticed
I
the
don't.
imagery?
I don't know these.
Right.
No, my big one was Butter Battle Book, which was like a anti-war book, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, no, I remember this. By the way, has anyone checked on Mike Myers? Because
N-
between being the Cat in the Hat and being the guy who stood next to Kanye when he said George Bush doesn't like black people, that guy's been through some shit, and we should really check on our Canadian friend. Like he just did that. Like I think he did like an Uber Eats commercial, so it feels like he was selling out because he was Wayne Campbell in like an Uber Eats commercial, I believe it is.
Yeah.
And then like
Uber
that guy's been through the fucking ringer. Like I feel like I need to give Love Guru another watch just because I feel bad that guy deserves a fair shake. Like
Yeah.
I didn't fucking hate that as much as I thought I did.
Yeah.
I think I need to like I'm gonna just put what is it? It's like $1.37 to every dollar. Like I need to send whatever the American equivalency of a Canadian $5 is to Mike Myers in just an envelope with just the note, just sorry, and then under that in PS, didn't say that because you were Canadian, but also heh. But yeah, like
wherever he shows up, something bad gonna happen.
Yeah, that dude. Honestly, maybe that's what we need to do. Jamie, I think we need to take a look at the rest of Mike Myers' career.
Wherever he is,
Because
something bad happened.
wherever he has been, something bad is either happening or happened.
He's warning us. He's from the future, and he's warning us
Right.
in the most
Yes.
subtle way he knows how.
Yes, he and the Simpsons writers are both trying to show us our future.
And we haven't been listening.
No, we have not.
We have
and
not
I am
been listening.
genuinely concerned if anyone has checked on Jeff Bezos and has he purchased a volcano island and is he shopping a rather small assistant?
Yeah.
Because if Bezos shows up in an all gray suit doing a little pinky action,
Game over. Game over.
right, it's game over, right? Because I think the only thing that we have an option to do is put Mike Myers back in the Austin Powers suit and just let him judo chop his way through an Amazon warehouse.
Yeah.
Which genuinely I would pay to watch. Right.
All right, Brandon. I keep saying it. Whatever. I don't care. Fuck it.
Hang on. Wait. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the fucking Do-It-Cast, part of the Hard Knock Media Podcasting Network. The words and sentences and images that you have seen do not necessarily represent the views of the Hard Knock Media Podcasting Network, Jamie Noguchi, Brandon Chalmers, or their likenesses. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe below, and follow us on social media. You can find me at That Guy Chalmers on Instagram. Jamie Noguchi, where can they find you?
You can find me at Jamie Noguchi on Instagram. You cannot find me on ArtStation because they were going to go into NFTs and I dropped my account, and then they were like, oh shit, just kidding, we're not going to do NFTs until they become socially viable. And I was like, still, I'm glad I'm not fucking using your system, so fuck ArtStation. And YouTube and Twitter, Angry Zen Master, and I don't know. You can find my shit. You just can't find it on ArtStation. Here
So
comes the
recap,
outro.